Owl fans, welcome to Hootie Hoo, Impact Media's weekly dive into the world of KSU football, ice hockey, and rugby. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. Shout out rugby team, and of course, by the way, this is one of the coolest hats I think you can get. Um, it's really cool. Um, it's just cool, guys. Lots we want to talk about this week. I wanted to do the show this early because football has a game tomorrow night. Yep, football has a game tomorrow night. We're going to talk about that here shortly, and we've got some rugby news and notes as well. But first, I want to start with the thing I was the most a part of this weekend, and that was KSU hockey. They had their homestand, their first homestand. Game one, we went up to Alpharetta and played at the Cooler. I believe it's the only time we will play there this year that I know of. Never know. That was a fun venue. That was the home for hockey last season. But we go up there. We welcomed in the Ole Miss Rebels. Um, I give it to them. Ole Miss got some talent, and they were doing a good job with keeping up with the Owls. It was 2-1 Owls after one. It was still 2-1 Owls after two. Yep, nobody scored in the second. Number one for Ole Miss, who was the goalie. I mean, he was standing on his head. He was doing everything he could, and I kind of heard this from one of their players, and I think I would have said the fourth goal, but he said after the third goal, it just started to go off the rails. They started to kind of implode. They were getting upset with each other, and then by the time fourth and fifth goal roll around, one of their players gets called for a penalty. I believe it was number 16 because he was also the goal scorer at the time. He was a defenseman, and he makes some comments to some people in the crowd. He makes some gestures, and the officials say, you know what? Upon further review, how about you hit the showers? And at that point, it went from bad to worse for them. And I spoke to their coach a couple times actually on Saturday, and um, he kind of said because I told him I said, Coach, I want to first off commend the effort of your squad. You know, the Friday night. This was Saturday before the game when I was talking to him, and I said, actually, a lot of the reactions and a lot of them getting after each other and a lot of the passion and stuff that they showed, I was kind of okay with it. At one point, the goalie I was talking about, um, he got after his teammates, started holding them accountable. Said, "I can only do so much. I can't take on all five. Got to help me out." And I get it. Absolutely get it. Their coach is Michael McAteer. Super, super guy. Um, just fantastic. I think he's from the area because he knew a handful of our players. But uh, Coach Michael, I was talking to him and he said, yeah, the problem they were really having was between injuries and penalties. And then when that particular player was shown the gate, he went from having like six or seven defensemen that he could use to like two. And that's tough. That's tough. He said I had to start basically recruiting defensemen right off the bench. And he said a lot of the ones that I was getting to play defense were the ones that were helping generate the most offense. So suddenly, had to figure out different ways to do things. He said they learned a lot, and they learned, a lot of people that can play in different positions now that they just didn't know. But um, when you go from six or seven defensemen down to two or three, that's rough. That's rough. This game ends 9-1. There were goals by the milkman Chris Scott. James Kravis got in on it. Just a litany of Owls scored in this one. And at the end of the day, that 9-1 looks really, really good. So we moved to Saturday. For people who don't know, if you listen to the YouTube broadcast, you got to hear this voice for both of these games, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I felt pretty good about Friday. It was good to get back into it. I was trying to find a groove a little bit. Saturday, I felt like was one of my best performances, one of my best game calls. Maybe you guys hated it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments or anything. But then we moved to Saturday, and we moved to the semi-permanent home for this year, which is the Atlanta Ice House. That's the one right there in Kennesaw, Marietta, technically. Right past campus, right past Town Center Mall, right past Mount Tasia, one of my favorite places. And this was a little different. I talked to our coach after this game, and I mentioned I was like, yeah, if our team, I said I don't know what was going on in the penalty box because we had a handful of players that it's like almost every other time they were on the ice, they found a way to get in the penalty box. I said, is there just better Wi-Fi in there, or is there snacks? And he just said, I don't know. Excuse me there, but I don't know. He said, but that's something we're going to clean up, and because there was just a lot of penalties from Kennesaw, and it kind of evened out, and it helped Ole Miss because Ole Miss said, last night it was us in the box all the time, and you guys capitalized and put 9 on the board. So a couple power play goals, a couple regular goals, and Ole Miss put 4 on the board, and they were really making a game of this until a couple of late scores by the Owls moved them ahead from to 7-4, which was the overall score. Um, I felt like this was a better reflection of the Ole Miss squad and what they are capable of, especially when they're not down a bunch of players. I think you really saw that this team is a lot better than the showing they had at the Cooler in Alpharetta. But as far as the Owls, here's the good thing. We had Connor in goal Friday night, and we had Alex Webe in goal on Saturday night. And if you don't know the difference between the two of them, you would have thought either one was the other. It equally stellar performances shows you the depth in on this team. I don't know if there was a particular reason for the goalie change or if coach just decided to give Connor the night off or if he's going to do that on back-to-backs or we don't know. Really not sure. But I do know pregame when I was talking to coach and we were going over some roster things and making sure, getting the updated so that I got the right names to call when we're talking about it. He said, uh, new netminder tonight. I said, oh, yeah. He said, yeah. And I said, who? And he says, Webe. I was like, oh, this can be great. And I didn't get to see him play that much last year. Um, so out of the gate, we're already getting to see him here. Hope it's not an injury with Connor and I hope it's not a Connor Lackley, that is. And hope he's not mad at me for bringing up the fact that in the first game that his brother Jack, who normally is not much of a goal scorer and normally he's just known for doing a lot of the what they call the dirty work, but he's such a great forechecker and like I said, he's very rarely on the score sheet, but he's usually the one who helps set it all up. He'll go clear somebody out in the corner, chuck the puck up ahead to a teammate, and between the teammates they'll pass back and forth and end up scoring. And it's a lot of the work that he sets up, and he got the goal. He got a goal in game one. Um, he might have got an assist or so as well. He might have got him in the second game. I didn't see all the assists. Tried to keep up with him, but I did say on one of my videos that so far this year, that is Jack Lackley, 1 goal this year. Connor Lackley, 0. He's outscoring his brother 1-0. And I know what you're going to say, Connor. I'm a goalie. And I'm going to say, and your point is, just saying, there are going to be opportunities. You want to get one. Don't get yourself in trouble. If it's going to get yourself in trouble, find me at the next game and say, hey, that's going to get me in trouble. and I'll back off. I'll back off. But you guys know I like to poke the bear and wake you guys up. So hopefully that's what happens there. They will. Who are they playing this weekend? They are playing out of town. I know that. They are playing. They played Ole Miss. They are playing at the University of Tennessee this Friday and Saturday night. I don't know what kind of puck drops in case you guys want to travel up there, in case you guys in Tennessee area want to see it. But they will follow that the following weekend, November 1st and 2nd. They will host Austin Peay. That will both be at the Atlanta Ice House. You see this guy there to call him. You should, guys, if nothing else, come check out the lifeguard tower that I get to call games at. It's pretty cool. Real quickly, let's go to KSU rugby. Uh, so the team did not qualify, or they didn't qualify. It wasn't that they didn't qualify because they did. They did not get a conference bid to be in the tournament, so they've added some home matches for the rest of the year. November 2nd, they're going to host Georgia Tech. November 9th, they're going to host UNG, I guess is University of North Georgia. I don't know. And then they're going to host Eastern Carolina University on November 15th. I'm going to do my best to try to get to at least one of these because I've not been to a game all year. I feel bad about it. And Coach Matt, oh, you won. But I look forward to this. They put more on the board. That's going to be fantastic. Let me get the women in real quick here. Let me get this note about the women because they took on the UGA Bulldogs. I believe they did it in Athens. UGA 5. Not bad. That's a score. That's a try. All right. Got the old college try in there. KSU women, the Lady Owls, 59. 59. That tells me they had 9 or 10 tries. 59-5. Take that, Bulldogs. Take that. Little KSU rugby. Yeah, that's awesome. What is their schedule the rest of the time? There it is. This Saturday they will be at Valdosta State. So if you find yourself down in South Georgia, go on over there and support the Lady Owls. I think it'll be a great time. And then lastly, as I told you guys, after a short not a short break, but they took on Middle Tennessee State and didn't really quite go our way. We came up short in that one. I believe we lost 12-5. We got safety. I like that. Then we got the field goal. It was nice, but just couldn't get the offense rolling. And our defense playing pretty stout. Our defense absolutely playing some pretty stout defense, for like way to put it. And I like our chances. We're gonna add a couple wins this year. Against who? I don't know. Maybe once tomorrow night versus Liberty. But the offense has got to get going. There's a lot of talent. It's not the play call, it's not the talent. It's not all coming together. It's just I don't know. It's not like, oh, it's not meshing. It's like oil and water. It's fire and gas. No, I don't know. It's like you follow the recipe that you've used your whole life. And then just this one time for some reason, it just don't taste like grandma's coconut cake. And you can't figure out why. You did everything the same way. And it's not so I can say, oh, well, here's the big reveal and here's the answer. I don't know. But first off, I'm just in the media. I don't coach the team. I think coach knows what it is. I think he's doing everything he can to make this work because I've known coach for a good while now. And I feel like it's gonna fix it. He's gonna fix it. I think he's in the process of fixing that. He is. I think they tried to do some completely different things against Middle Tennessee State, and it just didn't work. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, you make it roll better. You make it roll better. And I think that's absolutely what they're going to do at Fifth Third Bank Stadium tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Um, we're on a bunch of networks. 7 p.m. versus Liberty. They're on the CBS Sports Network. Um, check us out. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. You're gonna see this face. We're gonna do some. Let's see. Actually, this in this general area, one of these tents is where I've been all year. I think I was there last time, and I was here majority of the time. Nope. I'm actually not sure anymore. I was in one of those. This may be an old photo. Um, but if you can't make it to the game, check us out on CBS Sports Network. They had a graphic. There's the graphic. So if you have AT&T, it's either 643 or 1643. If you have Dish, or your Dish people, 158 is how you will find them. And if you have Direct TV, it is 221. Xfinity, check your local listings. Spectrum, do the same. It's also going to stream on YouTube TV, Hulu TV, and Fubo TV. There you go. Um, I'll go ahead and say prediction. I believe that this defense is going to hold Liberty under 20 points, and the offense is going to score over 20 points. I'm going to say 24 to 18. 18 is a weird score, but 24 to 18, our KSU Owls are going to win tomorrow night. They're going to get their first win. They're going to beat Liberty, who is a fantastic team. That is my prediction. Make sure to join us. Whether you're following along me on social media is the Impact 99. If you're following um, this show, Impact underscore media underscore on YouTube, all the fun ways. If you just see us over here at the game, love talking to you guys. You guys didn't know that. Some of you guys, I've seen some of you guys and talked to some of you guys. Fantastic. Fantastic to talk to you guys. We don't have to talk about KSU. It's up to you. But we're going to be there. Hopefully you're there. If not, watch along. Other than that, we have reached the end of our show. This has been another great edition of Hootie Hoo. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Let's go, Owls.